Hello everyone, I wish you are healthy. My name is Muhammad Zaki. I'm a graduate student in Cultural Studies in the Faculty of Humanities Universitas Indonesia. The co-author for the research article I will be presenting in the next 8 to 9 minutes is my thesis supervisor, Mrs. Suri Maria Sigeti Tambunan. This research is about the construction of ideal partner in a romantic relationship, Prambors DJTM as an urban cultural practice. I have divided my presentation in three parts: introduction, analysis, and conclusion. In this globalized era, with a large number of technological advances, radio is still significant in the everyday lives because it keeps up with technological development. In Indonesia, radio is a part of the daily cultural practices for young urban dwellers. Prambors, a radio station in Indonesia, has extended its media landscape by relying on social media accounts such as Twitter and Instagram, and also other digital media such as website, podcast in Spotify, and also YouTube. These six strategies could be interpreted as the station's extensions to fit in the digital era. These additional forms of the medium have become a channel to facilitate direct communication with the listeners and also as a medium to promote new products from Prambors. From 1971 until now, this radio's target listeners are 19 to 29 years old. At the moment, Prambors has three main programs. One of their well-known program is DGITM, Desta and Gina in the Morning, with two Indonesian celebrities, Desta and Gina as the regular host and helped by Kenny. These programs air every Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. prime time as DGTM accompanies their listeners to start their activities in the morning. Like I have mentioned before, the target listeners for Prambors, including DGTM, are young people from the millennial and Z generation. Psychologists argue that people around that age experience attraction or love toward the opposite sides. Therefore, DJTM uses issues related to romantic relationship as their commodity. The main purpose is to attract young people to listen to their programs. DJTM has many programs that are related to issues concerning romantic relationship, such as discussion between the host about romantic life for young people, or a program airing every Friday called Radio Jum, Rekomendasi Jomblo Jumat, where participating young people are recommended to pursue romantic relationship. Previous research have argued that there is a construction of what is considered as an ideal partner. For example, men are constructed to be figures with masculine characteristics. In other words, men must be brave, strong, and with an ideal body posture. Meanwhile, women are constructed to be feminine, soft, weak, and from my analysis of the segment in DGTM, women are expected to be the one seducing men in a romantic relationship. These issues of masculinity and femininity are constantly repeated in various segments in the GTM, implying that the radio program is encoding dominant meaning of romanticism that they are enforcing to their listeners, particular on the idealization of a romantic relationship. Therefore, the focus of this research is how the GTM construct young people about the standardization of ideal partner in romance. In the process of the research, the researchers have collected data from the DGTM program from the end of September 2019 to January 2020. The recordings were then analyzed and categorized regarding issues of ideal partners. The analysis was done using the encoding concept by Stuart Hall and other concepts related to masculinity and femininity issues. So here is the analysis. Here I will show one sample from masculinity issue and one sample from femininity issue. First is a masculinity issue. Let's share a chat about Man Day on November 19, 2019. On that day, the chat topic is about the ideal partner of men in romanticism.
Ini topiknya khusus buat cewek ya. Jadi tipe cowok idaman lu tuh kayak gimana sih? Simple, tapi kayak mungkin cowok-cowok juga harus denger, apalagi para jomblo ya gak sih?
Iya benar.
Kalau gue itu cowok itu yang penting kalau ngomong sama cewek itu tatap mata betul. Satu tempat.
Ropi Rafael apa gimana sih? Tatap mata saya.
Aku ya aja.
Tapi gue suka sebel sih kalau misalnya cowok tuh ngomong tuh perhatiin handphone, kalau enggak tuh yang kayak
Kalian suka nggak percaya diri jadi nggak tatap mata?
iya, Terus kayak matanya tuh suka kayak kesayap-sayap gitu loh, kayak nggak tahu ngeliatin apa. Ih, gue benci banget kayak gitu.
Ya,
Soalnya cowok gue tuh suka kalau misalnya lagi ngobrol gitu ya, terus kayak ada WhatsApp, terus dia kayak mau lihat gitu loh, tapi mungkin gak enak kali ya mau gue, terus kayak matanya tuh kayak agak ngelirik-ngelirik gitu loh. Kenapa?
Kalau gue tuh kalau cowok tuh idaman gue yang penting mah tegas lah. Jadi ya kalau A B B gitu.
kalau gue sih nggak cowok ya, gue suka tuh cowok ya.
Enggak kan,
Kenapa?
lo kan
Kenapa? Gue cewek.
pelatih.
Oh, berarti
ini kan
Putri.
international match.
nggak boleh
day.
ikut aja.
Boleh.
Putri apa Put?
Gue suka ngomentarin cowok soalnya.
Kalau gue yang bisa ngambil keputusan deh, Nelly.
Oh, bisa bikin keputusan.
Ya bisa ngambil keputusan, terus jangan kepo, kayak ya udahlah cewek kalau setia mah setia aja, nggak usah.
Oh, ini kayaknya.
Sabar,
Sorry, kok jadi curhat saya, maaf.
Kira-kira keputusan apa sih Put yang cowok itu harus?
Simpel, mau makan di mana sih Ken? Kan biasanya berantem tuh mau makan di mana, terus kalau cewek bilang terserah, ya udah aku juga nggak.
From the dialogue, we concluded that DJTM's host has their own standardization of what men should do in a romantic relationship. In reference to whole concept of encoding, the encoded and dominant meaning imposed in this dialogue is that men are required to do what they think should be done, such as looking into the eyes when talking, always being firm, not curious, and making decisions. According to Van Dijk, Kenny and Putri used a storytelling technique by emphasizing on their negative experience in a romantic relationship. They also add negative facts. For example, Kenny, whose partner glances at the cell phone when talking, and Putri, whose partner cannot make any decision. They emphasize that men must not do the opposite things of what they said. On the other hand, Gina's encoding process was different in comparison to Kenny and Putri. In accordance to Van Dijk, with her celebrity status, Gina's part of the discussion is more dominant in terms that her celebrity identity has particular power that can influence the way the young listeners affirm the image of an ideal man. Tanjung, who uses Connell theory of masculinity in his research, argues that masculine stereotypes, such as the one being encoded by DGTM, could potentially be unwritten norms in the life of young people. To go further into Tanjung's argument, it can also be considered that these are natural traits that men should have to be considered as an ideal masculine romantic partner. The second issue is about the femininity issue. Let's hear to Radio Jam program on November 15, 2019.
Gue soalnya gue nggak suka yang dingin-dingin, gue lebih suka matahari.
Oh,
Gitu.
kan kalau ada restu nanti kamu bisa dapat kehangatan.
Oh.
Oh.
Ini yang gitu banget juga dong.
Oh iya,
Ini bukan cuma rasa kegoda aku juga.
Hai.
Using Van Dijk's conceptualization, researchers see that Desta's reactions toward Ninis is a representation of dominant patriarchal values, as he claims that the sound Ninis made was actually considered as a seduction by Desta. According to Desta, the sound A enunciates a pampered attitude, or Indonesian manja, signifying a constructed feminine trait of women having to be seductive toward their male partners. In other words, through the recording process, the GTM construct feminine imagery while claiming particular traits of women are the right or proper attributes for a female in a romantic relationship. This implies that women are expected to be seductive for the sake of pleasing the man and to have a pampered attitude that is closely related to the previously analysis that men are expected to be the one taking care of the women or even make all the decisions for their partner. In the end, women are confined and do not have the freedom to respond as freely as they want. Authors find that through the encoding process, there is a gender bias that are presented by DJTM. The radio program is affirming the binary opposition of feminine and masculine traits, which is the dominant discourse in patriarchal ideology. This is in line with the arguments presented in this research that DGTM has constructed the way their young listeners should imagine their ideal partners. Men are expected to be decisive and firm, meanwhile women are the seductive, yet submissive partner. I will end my presentation by referring to Pamela's argument that young people have an active imagination when consuming pop culture. In other words, as young listeners are decoding dominant meanings from the radio program, the preferred meaning imposed DJTM is enclosing particular interpretation on romantic issues. On the other hand, this research also contests the notion of passive listeners because there is agency among the listeners and they are actively making sense of what they are listening. Therefore, the affirmation of masculine and feminine traits in a romantic relationship in DGTM unconfirmed in this research could always be negotiated or even contested by the active listeners. Thank you for listening to these presentations. Keep healthy and have a nice day.